everyone! My name is Jennifer and I'm 18. As a baby, I was abandoned by my parents. I was brought to an orphanage and spent 5 years there. Life wasn't easy. The attitude of the staff towards children was awful, at least where I stayed. I felt I was part of the crowd. The word personality didn't exist for me. For personnel, we were nobody, just a bunch of silly kids they had to deal with. Relations between children weren't close either. Since there were so many people, I managed to make both friends and enemies. But fortunately, when I turned 5, one family adopted me. When I got to their place, I was scared to death. A new place, atmosphere, new people. After all, leaving the hell, as I called the orphanage, was a good thing. But adapting to the new environment was challenging. My new family tried to do all it took for me to feel free and comfortable. Mom and Dad saw how distressed I was and created all the necessary conditions for me to warm. At first, I was extremely cautious, expecting some dirty tricks from them. But gradually, I adapted and began to trust them. By the age of 18, I was finally through with my complexes and fears. I became confident and independent. And all was fine. But then something unexpected happened. I started taking English classes, as school lessons were not enough. Once we had our talk about relatives, they asked us to draw a family tree at home. I hadn't thought about this topic for a long time, and I wasn't going to do it. But this home assignment made me curious. All of a sudden, I thought, but what if I can find my real parents? This idea took over my mind. It was the only thing I was thinking. Why not? I could at least try to learn about my biological mom and dad. I registered on all websites for finding lost family members. I really hoped that my biological relatives were looking for me too. Nobody believed that I could succeed. But it happened. My biological mother responded, and we made an appointment. Oh my God, I'm gonna see my real mother. I can't even believe it. I wonder what she's like, and why did she leave me? I thought. We agreed to meet over the weekend in the park. The day has come, and I couldn't wait to see her. I was very worried. When I saw her, I winced. She was about 40 years old. She was modestly dressed and looked kind of uncertain. She approached me slowly, and I said, "Mom?" She smiled, hugged me, and started crying. So did I. I couldn't resist. When she calmed down, she told me her story. Her name was Cassidy. She was 22 when she first met her boyfriend, Pete. She was young and beautiful. She fell in love, head over heels for him. The guy seemed to be perfect, but in fact, he wasn't. She ignored his issues with alcohol and tried to focus on his good qualities. She just fell for him, and that explains everything, as she thought Pete fell for her too. They got married only 2 months after they met. If only Cassidy knew what life awaited her. Pete was getting more and more addicted to alcohol. He was fired and stayed at home. His only entertainment was beating his wife. After a while, they learned Cassidy was pregnant. My mom knew Pete good enough to realize I wouldn't have a good life in her family, so she took me to the orphanage. Things finally cleared up for me that day in the park. I was shocked. I believe Mom did something wrong. I'm her daughter. Why couldn't she divorce Dad and take me home? Cassidy said she wasn't mature enough for such a decision, and she couldn't make it by herself. I had mixed feelings, but I forgave her. She still lives with Pete and probably can't get rid of her feelings for him. Well, that's her choice, and I can't do anything about it. That day, I realized it was not so important who my biological parents were. It was my adoptive parents who raised and supported me. They were always there for me, and I'm so grateful for them. I'm proud to be calling them my family. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share in the comments who you think Jennifer should consider her real parents and why.